YouTube, what up? Welcome back to a new video. If this is your first time here on the channel, thanks so much for stopping by. Definitely check out some of my other videos, and if you like what you see, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. It's August, and we are rolling into the fall/holiday season, and I gotta say, the lineup for the end of the year is looking pretty solid. In the beginning of the year, I was low-key convinced that, 2024 was gonna be somewhat of a lackluster year for new video game releases, but seems like the tables have turned and we know some solid release dates. We know what's coming out, at least for right now we do. So I figured, we'd take a look at the games that are coming out within the next couple of months from now until the end of the year. Let's get into it. I do want to go through these games chronologically. Now, granted, I'm not going through every new release, but, I'm going to talk about the games that I'm interested in. So this month, August, has 3 games that I'm super excited for. First up is Visions of Mana. Back in January, I uploaded a video that basically was going over the games that I couldn't wait to play in 2024. And Visions of Mana was definitely one of those games that I spoke about. Since then, a demo has been released. I had a chance to play the demo. I actually live streamed it. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to play this game. It's just a matter of weeks, a couple of weeks that we have to wait before we get to play Visions of Mana. I don't know how it's going to hold up in my eyes compared to all of the other Mana games that I've played and enjoyed. But I will say that I enjoyed the demo. I think it looks beautiful. I do have to get used to the way the button layout is. I don't know, like switching to your magic and all that. That was something that I was having trouble with. It's not the game, it's me. But I have to get used to that. But yeah, Visions of Mana is coming out in a matter of weeks, and I plan on live streaming it more over on my Twitch channel. So if you're not following me on Twitch, come on over. Watch me live stream some games. Another game that's dropping this month that has me excited is Meo The Smiling Man, Phantom Detective Club. And I believe that comes out the same day as Visions of Mana, but it's exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. Part of my excitement for this game is simply the way that Nintendo decided to market it, right? They put out that weird trailer that had everybody like trying to figure out what the hell the game was. And then a week later, I believe it was like a week or so later, they actually told us that it was a new entry in the Phantom Detective Club series. And I think that's pretty dope. The games in this series are basically point and click adventures / visual novels that seem to always revolve around like some type of ghost story, right? Meo The Smiling Man, first up, is an M-rated Nintendo title for the Nintendo Switch, which is crazy. It's also kind of breaking tradition because it's not going to be based off of a ghost story. It's actually based off of this, fictional urban legend revolving all around Meo, who wears a paper bag over his head and a trench coat. It sounds crazy. Nintendo did remake 2 of the Famicom Detective Club games that came out back in the day. I believe it was like the late 80s, mid to late 80s. And they put it out on the Nintendo Switch back in 2021. I actually started playing the first game this morning, and I gotta say, I'm pretty interested. I need to know where this story is gonna go. So Meo has my attention. Totally looking forward to it. The last game in August is Star Wars Outlaws, and I am super excited to play this game. You guys know I love my open world games. This is a Ubisoft joint, so there's going to be a bunch of stuff in it. Yeah. Can't wait to play it. So the story of Star Wars Outlaws basically takes place between like Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, right? And you play as a scoundrel, which I think is super cool. You're not playing as a Jedi, so you're playing as a scoundrel. You're all over this world. You got a gun. It's definitely giving Uncharted vibes. I'm getting Uncharted vibes from it. And that's a great thing. Not to mention the fact that the main character is a female and she has this cute little alien dude that's by her side the whole entire time. So count me in. I can't wait to play Star Wars Outlaws. Rolling into September, I really don't think I need to say much about Astrobot, but y'all, we're getting a new Astrobot game. Crazy. This is a full-fledged game, full-fledged, brand new Astrobot game. Oh my gosh, you know how much I love platformers. I felt like Astrobot's Playroom, the controls in that game, the platforming was so precise. It definitely was designed all around the PlayStation 5 controller. It was just a joy to play, and I was so upset that it was such a short experience. But again, this new game is a full-fledged Astrobot game. I'm expecting some really cool boss battles, some amazing platforming controls, and also, of course, it wouldn't be an Astrobot game if it didn't have all of the cool, like, PlayStation-themed collectibles that you can find throughout the level. So, gosh, I really am hyped for that one. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection, when that was announced, literally put a big old smile on my face. I was so happy when I heard that we were getting this collection. Now, this collection does come with 2 games. You have Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations, which originally was released on the DS. And then the one that I'm super hyped for is Ace Attorney 2, Prosecutor's Gambit, that never came over here to the West. We never got that game. And I, as someone who enjoys like the Phoenix Wright, the Ace Attorney games, Miles Edgeworth, all that, I love these games. I cannot wait to play the sequel to Ace Attorney Investigations. I cannot wait. The Miles Edgeworth games or the Ace Attorney Investigation games are more or less, it focuses more on investigating a crime scene. Like, of course, there's a crime and you're investigating that scene. So it's more of like that point and click adventure style to it. Of course, it still does have the courtroom stuff in it as well. But yeah, I cannot wait to play this sequel. I know it's going to be fantastic, or at least I'm hoping that it's going to be fantastic writing and some really memorable characters and just a good time all around. I love those games. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom was announced not too long ago, and it's coming out at the end of September. Now, this is the first Legend of Zelda game where you actually play as Zelda. That's dope, guys. That's really dope. I wish this was a thing when I was a kid. I would have been all over it. Link is nowhere to be found, and Zelda is gonna be that chick. She's out here with her tri-rod. I believe it's a tri-rod, which can basically like clone items. And she's adventuring, man. She's adventuring, you know, and it's going to be a good time. It has that same art style from the remake of Link's Awakening, which I absolutely adore. Echoes of Wisdom does seem like it's focusing more on the adventure side of things of like a Zelda game as opposed to the action. Although you can use your tri-rod, Zelda can use her tri-rod to like I guess echo or clone an enemy, and then that enemy can fight for you. That's pretty dope. But I'm excited to see, you know, what we're gonna do in this game and how the story plays out. You guys know I love me a good Zelda game. I'm excited that it's kind of going back to like a traditional, for the most part, Zelda. As much as I love the open world and the vast environments of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, having a more pared down Legend of Zelda experience is something that's right up my alley right now. Jumping on into October, guys. October has some bangers. First up is Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time. Now, this is another game that I talked about in the beginning of the year for games that I can't wait to play in 2024. We knew about this game. It's coming out early October. It's more Fantasy Life. Fantasy Life is one of my favorite games on the Nintendo 3DS, so I cannot wait to jump into this sequel. For those of you that don't know, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, is an RPG, and it has really cool like combat mechanics that I simply enjoy. It's action RPG. And in The Girl Who Steals Time, you're basically on this island that you're building up, and you're switching between jobs, right? And you can go out and explore with those jobs, and each job plays out differently. You have different skills and abilities that you can do. It's going to be a blast. Ys 10 Nordics is also dropping in October, and I love that series. I'm going to be there day one. I can't wait. You know, I just beat Ys 9 Monstrum Knots, and I didn't love the game. I didn't love the game. It wasn't terrible, but it definitely isn't one of my favorite games in this series. I plan on getting the Nintendo Switch version. Hopefully, fingers crossed. All right, the fingers are definitely crossed that, you know, it plays well, plays a lot better at launch than Ys 9 did. But yeah, this one is different because, you know, it's the first game ever where you have like you're sailing, and you also have, there's some type of ship combat. So I'm excited to see what that's all going to be like. But yeah, Ys 9 Nordics coming out. Can't wait. Life is Strange Double Exposure is also dropping in October. Yeah, this series is something special for sure. I like the vibe of this whole entire series. Max is back, y'all. Max is back. They're pegging this game to be like a supernatural murder mystery, right? And I gotta see what that's all, gonna be about. Yeah, Max is gonna be using her powers somehow, some way to traverse through like parallel worlds in order to solve the mystery of or the murder of one of her best friends, right? Again, I can't stress enough how excited I am to get Max back. I feel like it's been a while, so it's cool to revisit this character, one of my favorite characters in this series. And then rolling into November, guys, there's a new Mario and Luigi game coming out. It's Mario and Luigi Brotherhood. Dare I say that I enjoy the Mario and Luigi games better than I do Paper Mario. That's just me. Yeah, I said it. I just think that the combat and the puzzles in the Mario and Luigi games are definitely more engaging than what they are in the Paper Mario games. And that's no shade to the Paper Mario games because I enjoyed those games as well. But if I had to choose, I'm definitely choosing Mario and Luigi. Brothership is supposed to take place on an island. Looks like there's some new characters in this one. I'm not quite sure where the story's going. We haven't really heard much about the narrative or anything like that, but from the trailer alone, I know it's going to be my jam. And it's coming out early November. I almost said September. It's coming out early November, and I can't wait to play it. I feel like it's been a really long time since we got a Mario and Luigi game, a new Mario and Luigi game. Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake is coming out a couple of days after Mario and Luigi Brothership. And I gotta say, I'm excited. For years now, I have wanted to play the first 3 games in the Dragon Quest series, right? The fact that they are remaking the first 3 games in that whole HD 2D art style is something that really makes me happy. Since I never played these 3 games before, I don't exactly know, what to expect, except for classic Dragon Quest. And that sounds good enough for me. So yeah, Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake will be something I will definitely be picking up day one. The last game that I do want to talk about in this video is Assassin's Creed Shadows, and that's coming out mid-November. I'm a sucker for these Assassin's Creed games. It's been like that since the very first game. I really do enjoy the Assassin's Creed series as a whole. This one is definitely changing things up, especially with the location, right? It's taking place in like 16th century Japan. That's wild. The big open world is back. All right. And some people can't really vibe with that, but I absolutely can. Okay. So the big open world is back, and they're also saying that this game is going to have missions that aren't linear, which I truly appreciate as well. I'm also pretty intrigued by the protagonists in this game. So you do have 2 protagonists in Assassin's Creed Shadows. There is a female that is a shinobi, and then you have a male who is a African samurai, which I find to be absolutely awesome. So that's going to be a good time. So those are the games that I'm interested in that are coming out this fall/holiday season. I'm really impressed by how this year, the latter half of this year, is turning out to be, or the potential that it has to be, to kind of round it up to be a good year for video games. Of course, these are not all of the releases that are coming out. You got your big name like Call of Duty, you got your FIFA, if it's even called FIFA anymore. You got your NBA 2Ks, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl is coming out. That looks pretty interesting. And then of course there are like the remakes and remasters that are coming out as well. One that I can say that I definitely will be picking up is Silent Hill 2. There's also the Dead Rising remake. There is also the Lollipop Chainsaw, Shadow of the Dam, Epic Mickey. I mean, the list goes on. There's a lot of stuff coming out this year. So let me know in the comment box below what new releases you were looking forward to this year, the latter half of this year. What are you super hyped to play? As always, I'm going to thank all of you guys for watching this video, and I'm going to check you next time. Peace.